While they may not be the most modern, practical, or efficient style of handgun, revolvers sure are a lot of fun. And sometimes I even prefer shooting them to my semi-automatic handguns because they often pack a larger punch, there's a bit more for you to play with, and there's just that nostalgic kind of challenge of using something that's not necessarily the most high-tech of all tools. But these ones are a somewhat anachronistic amalgamation of concepts. This is the Chiappa Rhino. I stopped for a second because I've got so many here. This is the Chiappa Rhino 20DS, we got the 40DS, 50DS, and 60DS. And the real difference between those, the only difference between them really, is the length of the barrel. So this is the snub-nosed version, a air quotes 2-inch model. This is the 4-inch 40DS, 5-inch 50DS, and 6-inch 60DS. And you can see these seams here, they are like that in real life as well, where the receiver kind of stops and then there's an addition. So you can see that's just kind of for manufacturing. They all kind of share the similar receiver and different length barrels. They are all in 357 Magnum. And a fun fact about 357 Magnum, which I have here in my left controller, it can also fire 38 Special, which is this little guy here. And that is true for practically any revolver. I don't know of any 357 Magnums that can't fire 38 Special. It is a little shorter, has a little less charge, a little less powerful. And sometimes people use these for training because they're a bit cheaper and they're less powerful, so there's less for your wrists to deal with. But you want to be careful if you have something that fires 38 Special because it may not fire 357 Magnum because 357 Magnum is a more powerful round. And we'll get to shooting those a little bit later. I only have one of these. So hang on, we'll shoot that at some point. So for these guys, I mentioned that they are sort of a time warp gun because they are a modern design made by Chiappa Firearms, and it is technically pronounced Chiappa. Sometimes I switch between Chiappa and Chiappa just because I guess I don't care is really the reason. I don't pay much attention, but it is Chiappa because it is an Italian family that owns and founded the company. And, you know, they pronounce it Chiappa, spaghetti, Chiappa, meatball, Ferrari, all that good stuff. Yeah. So the big thing about this one is it fires from, and don't try this at home, kids, or in real life, the bottom cylinder. You can see all 6 of them there. And traditionally, I have a traditional firearm here, the Model 29, fires from the top cylinder. And the reason that it was like this originally was for simplicity. You can see the hammer there, very easy to design for that to come forward. In this one, this little guy here, it's not actually the hammer. You can see it cocks and then drops forward again, and that's because it's really not connected to the firing pin directly. You can hear it just let go of the firing pin there. And there's a lot of nonsense going on in there, very complicated. But the main reason it fires from the bottom cylinder is because the recoil is going to be directed kind of this direction. So really into your palm, as opposed to this guy, where the bore axis, the barrel, is so high that when it goes off, if your wrist is here, it's really going to cause a lot of muzzle climb and kick. So that is why this fires from the bottom cylinder. I haven't actually been able to fire one of these in real life, so I can't attest to whether or not it works. But it must do something, otherwise why would they make it and then keep manufacturing and keep selling it? So since this guy, when you cock it, you can kind of see it goes back like that. This one, when you cock it, nothing happens. So this little red post there comes up, and that tells you that it's cocked and ready to fire. This one fires in double and single action. So double action, when you pull the trigger, it rotates the cylinder, sets the hammer / firing pin, and then drops it, all with one trigger pull. Same over here. It also fires in single action. Cock it, and with the cocking lever, rotates the cylinder, sets the firing pin, and it's just a short pull. So this is the similar thing happening here. Pull it back, short pull. And firing single action is a lot more accurate because there's less for you to have to wiggle around and do while you're pulling that trigger. But, you know, some people like different things. It's available. I'm wondering if the DS range is called a DS because it's double single action available to those. but who knows? We don't need this guy anymore. So let's just toss it onto the range. Let's start off with the Snub-nosed 20DS and load up a speed loader of 357 Magnum. Speed loaders are pretty cool. We'll just go double action to make it quick. Holy cow, that was not good at all. What happened there? I was low by like 8 inches. Let's try another 6. What was I doing wrong with the sights? Maybe like that? Does that look right to you? I'm not sure. Well, it doesn't matter because we have some other ones to mess with. Let's graduate to the 40DS, a little bit longer. This one has fiber optic sights. In real life, I believe the rear ones are orange and the front one is green. It doesn't matter, you can switch them out pretty easily. But it's important to note, or it might be useful to note, that these are not night sights. These are really just designed for use in the day because they're fiber optic. They're just little tubes of plastic. They're supposed to capture ambient light, and then it's matted, like sanded off at the edges, so it looks like it glows, really captures the light and then shoots it out the back and the front so you can see it brightly. At night, if you're in a perfectly dark room, it would make absolutely no light. So let's clear that target off, and we should be more accurate here. Yep, very, very accurate. So that's that one. Let's just move on to the next one, because why not? It's the exact same thing. Maybe I can talk about something else. The game treats recoil in this game differently for each gun. If you fire a fully automatic weapon, it's going to kick up. In real life, you actually have to control it. The funny thing about this one, though, is that because it's shooting from that bottom cylinder, the creators kind of identified that it's going to be easier to control, or it may be easier to control. So if I fire really quickly, it's going to stay relatively stable there. Whereas if I was firing that 629, I'm sorry, the Model 29 really quickly, it's just going to rise much more rapidly. So finally, let's play with the big one, the 60DS, 6-inch 357, all the same stuff, all the same goodies, except this one, instead of just having that bottom rail, also has a top rail, which you can put optics on. So let's just fire off this guy in single action. Let's move this back to 10 meters. That's too much. So single action, let's go. Once it gets to its target length, target distance. I can't even see it. Can't even see the bullet holes. That wasn't right. Whoops. Must have accidentally rotated the cylinder there. This kind of thing is fun in real life. Like if you load up only 3, oh goodness, this must be the thumb pad that's messed up. Like in real life, if you load up only 3 and you don't know which direction the cylinder goes, they all go the same direction, but sometimes they're goofy. So sometimes you'll be there just like thinking that you have a bullet chambered and then nothing happens. So like you'll notice your flinch or something. Where are those last bullets? There. That should be the last of them. 3, wow. That was a disaster. Anywho, how do we do? Oh, not too bad. They're all centered around there. How many points did we get? 59 points. That's about as good as we can do. Only 1 point off. So let's add some goodies to this one. A little laser on the bottom. And let's just try and aim by the laser this time. How was that one? 59 points again. That 10 ring must be pretty generous. So step it up another notch with this red dot sight. And we did the same, 59, because that's half of 118 if we subtract our first one. Alrighty, so just because we have it, I'm going to try and throw on this sight, because it's silly. We might even be able to fit a scope on this. For some reason, I keep thinking this holds 8. You can hear me click every time. 60 points, full score. Looks like the scope does help. So let's grab another scope on this one, or an even higher magnification. So I was successful in adding a sniper scope to this bad boy, and this is what we have. You can see, not exactly standard issue. The programmed rail is a bit wider than what is modeled in there, but that's okay because that just means I'm able to add it and make this thing look as ridiculous as possible. This is a 15 to 32 times magnifying scope, and I've got the target backed up to 30 meters, so we can see if we can hit that bullseye from here. Now, I'm thinking the eye relief distance is not arm's length, and I'm correct. I can't even see the reticle. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, it's like I'm the most nervous marksman ever. I'm a nervous marksman in an earthquake after shotgunning 6 Red Bulls. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is painful. It's for so many reasons. I lost the reticle again. There it is. Oh, come on. One more. All right. Oh, how did that go? Not too bad. Scored a 52. So let's see how I do without it, just for a baseline. Clear that. 52. We got to be 52. Not as good. 46. Drifted a bit to the left there, not sure why. But as a final act, let's send this to 5 meters again. Turn the laser on. I have a second! I'm like some kind of RoboCop. I know this is not the RoboCop gun, but yeah, I think he actually had a semi-automatic or fully automatic handgun. So not even close. What am I? I'm future Dirty Harry. Except I'm rocking a 357 as opposed to a 44. All right, my analogies are horrible. Let's just light up that target. That was pretty good. That was pretty fun. What was that, 112? So was that average on each about 56? Let's try one more time. I think I can beat that. Okay, one more go. .116, beat it by 4, a little bit better. Oh well, that's that. Let's see if I can do a goofy reload with these. Let's see, that doesn't work. I'm gonna try and do like a 2-handed or 1-handed on each reload. Oh, I promised you guys we would shoot this 38 special. So it looks like it's not fitting in here. I guess the game developers just didn't decide to make these compatible, which is understandable because it's kind of a little known fact, a little bit of a goofy fact about these revolvers, how some of them fire different calibers that are just different lengths. So anyways, we'll scrap that idea, move back to the double reload. Ooh, I've got an idea. This might work. Now when I reload these, I'm going to be pointing them like right at myself. So I don't recommend anyone try this. All right, let's give it a shot. I hate saying that. It's just like a terrible shooting pun. Okay, here we go. Oh, gotta clear that. So score to beat. Let's say 112 times 2, so 224. Oh, got him. I forgot. I didn't know which one was which. And I kind of lost count too. Oh, what is that little bugger doing up there on the top right? Of course, I missed it by 1 point. By 1 point. By 1 point. Oh, the humanity. Oh man, if I had just walked that in a little bit or done something else. Who knows. You can see those are shooting a bit high because the laser is slightly lower than the barrel. So you can see if you get up really close, then you're going to have a little bit of this shooting. You got to compensate for that. And that happens at all distances, but it's just really pronounced at short range. As you might be able to tell, I have gone back, kind of regressed into tons of facts in long videos, and I figured at this point, you know, you're still subscribed. I've shown all my cards. It's kind of your fault that you're still here and watching the video. So I guess if you're still here, then maybe you enjoy that kind of thing. And I'm going to probably just keep talking about guns and playing around with them like that because it's fun for me. And, you know, why not make videos that I enjoy making? So that is it. Chiappa Rhino 60DS. Quite a bad boy. Looks like the last word from Destiny. A bit of a futuristic style gun. And as I mentioned, quite anachronistic because a modern futuristic revolver doesn't really make sense. It's like a horse-drawn rocket ship, taking an old design and trying to make it cooler and faster. But it is cool. It succeeded in that front. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you made it this far, say something in the comments so I can give you props and thumb up your comment. And while the thumbs are going around, why don't you thumb up this video and yep, that's all I got. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.